What is that? Like, is that the wind?
He killed her or something.
Well, probably wasn't treated right. Probably did hate men.
I hated this one so much.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to We All See Things podcast with myself, Nathan, and my co-host Lauren.
Hey guys.
And this is a part two to the I gotta read it. Top 5 scary ghost videos. Prepare to be terrified by Nuke's top 5. We'll give all credit to him, and the link will be in the description. Okay, and this is a take 2 of part 2 because the first time we recorded it, it didn't record properly because my internet shit the bed. So yes, so it won't be a reaction this time. It'll be us just going into it and actually like talking about the things that actually kind of bugged us beforehand.
The Weeping Woman. Channel Grizzly Gas
Okay.
loves the outdoors and has dedicated his videos to documenting his frequent camping trips in the countryside of England, along with his cute little French bulldog, Fendi.
Okay, what I found interesting about this, we've already seen this before, so we know what's going to happen. Um, I like the fact that he's not a paranormal investigator. He's not anybody that does anything like that. He just records himself camping. But I was thinking about it actually. He could be doing it to get his channel bumped.
I mean, that could also be a possibility. I
I,
mean, a
I
lot of
was actually
people do
thinking about
that.
this the other day. I'm like, because I was going to check out his stuff, and I'm like, what if he's just doing it for publicity? Maybe he
I
is, maybe
mean,
he's not. I'm not gonna, shit on the guy. Like,
a lot of people do that now just to get the views that they need. But
yeah,
I mean, anything is possible, right?
yeah, well, yeah, exactly. And you gotta think like you just get a follow, and nobody's gonna go out of their way to unfollow you if you stop doing paranormal stuff. They're just gonna keep
Right.
following you. So yeah, you never know. I don't know. We'll see.
This time Gas travels deep into a remote forest that is said to be haunted by the quote, Lady in White.
I want
The
to
story
research
goes
her.
that back in the 1800s, a troubled woman who lived on a farm at the edge of the woods was so distraught that she took her own life amongst the trees of the forest.
That's sad.
Gaz says that he has heard the story, but he doesn't really seem all that bothered. So Gaz just sets up his hammock and prepares to spend the night in the deep woods. However, when the sun goes down, something happens.
I'll give this guy credit for just hanging out in a hammock and not a tent or anything. Like, and
I
with a
mean,
little
like,
dog. He just hears this story too, and
good
he's like, "What?"
good on him for just like, hey, I'm gonna hitch up a hammock and just chill out here tonight.
Yeah,
Like good on
hammock,
him.
tarp,
Like,
and after hearing this story about this ghost lady in the woods,
That makes Gaz wish he had never come to this particular forest.
I think I remember we did this before. We're like, what is that? Like, is that the wind? Like, and at
it
first it,
sounds like it sounds like humming, not crying, but like humming, like
yeah,
humming a song, like
it sounds like somebody's just walking along going,
or like something like that.
fine, your humming's better, fine. You're like, got all like glee on me.
I mean, like it just sounds like humming to me. Like it doesn't
It
sound like
does.
crying.
No, it doesn't sound like it doesn't even there's not even like a whimper sound. It just like even like in the distance when you hear somebody crying, it sounds like somebody's crying. This sounds like somebody's just kind of humming a bit.
Hello?
You can barely hear it. If anybody's watching, turn it up so you can hear it better.
That really sounds like whimpering.
Does it though? Like,
It
oh, I guess
like
yeah, yeah.
like
If you're
it sounds whimpering, like okay, like
like,
whimpering, but it also sounds like humming.
it doesn't sound like crying. I think that's the
No,
biggest thing. It does not sound like crying. It sounds like somebody going, like almost like you got bubble guts or something, and you're going, you had too much like meat. You get the meat sweats and the
run to
bubble
the
guts.
toilet.
That's what it kind of sounds like. It kind of like it
Yeah.
sounds like somebody's just going, like bitching about something, but like it's not crying. Like crying,
Right.
Crying's obvious. Crying makes everybody feel uncomfortable. So like when you hear somebody crying, you're like, "Ugh." Like, but like it doesn't sound like that.
It's like when we um it's like when we did like the first part of that first half of part one, when that woman was crying. She was actually crying, but there was a
Yeah,
little like yeah,
that was crying.
right.
Yeah, but this seems like more of just a whine.
Mm.
Oh, this fucking top. Honestly, sounds like wind going through trees.
The dog's not even reacting.
Yeah, I was just gonna point that out too. Like the dog is just kind of like doing this. Now, it's not
Yeah.
if you pay attention, especially pay attention to its ears. It's not like, oh, what's that noise? It's kind of like looking around. It has the same night vision as we do. Dogs don't have any night vision. They don't have night vision like cats. They suffer the same we do in the dark. So it's sitting there doing this shit because it's in the dark, but it's not listening to us. He looked back there like listening to a sound, and the dog didn't even give a shit. And also before when he was laying in the bed with it, and you could actually you could hear it better than now, and the dog was just like didn't give a shit. My
Right.
dogs,
Yeah.
the second somebody walks down the fucking street, not even close to my house, they're like perked up, running towards the window, barking like crazy. This dog either doesn't care or can't hear it, or it's not there.
Nope.
Dude, the dog looks more confused. Like, what's he doing?
Nope.
He could have shook the camera. Like,
I mean, like
shook the
with
cam-
like with movement, with like movements and vibrations, he could have shook the camera, but
Also, there's branches all over the ground. He walked
yes,
off into that direction. He could have just stepped on a branch that kind of like reached back, tapped the camera.
right,
That was
yeah.
it.
Mhm.
Like to say who shook the camera, come on. The dog just does. He's wondering where the owner's going, not from the sound.
Hello.
The dog is so confused. Like,
Yeah,
what the fuck
he's
is
not
happening?
scared or worried. He's just confused and like, hey, where's my owner? And he's not looking anywhere else but where his master went.
Come here.
Like,
Hello.
now, I'm not going to say
I'm-
this is a hoax, but yeah, no, go ahead because I'm about to get mean.
I'm gonna say, like, if there was some sort of figure or some sort of shadow, then maybe it's worthwhile. But because it's other than just noise, I really don't know about this.
Yeah, and also this could easily be faked. Like you said, if there was like a shadow or a figure or some sort of movement, then you could be like, that's harder to do. Like that's harder to argue, but like, yeah, that's more likely that there could be something there. But there's no visuals at all. And also, if there could have been somebody else there with him, just standing behind him, or off to the side over there somewhere, just making loud enough noises for the microphone. Like this is too easy to fake. It's kind of one of those things where you got to look at it and be like, pay attention to what they don't want you to pay attention to.
Right.
Like,
Hello.
so you got louder there for a second and then stopped.
Sounded like someone had a cold.
Yeah, yeah.
It sounded like, you know, like when you like get all congested kind of thing, and you got that weird like nasally
The
kind of note. Yeah.
That's what it sounds like. And
Yeah.
also, he's not he's not really good at this, and I'm not saying like he's not a professional anyways, but like where's the sound coming from? Is it coming from all around him? Because he's not really focused in one general area. He's just kind of there, and he pans over a little bit, and then slowly pans back. Like if somebody was in the woods crying behind a tree, you would know the exact area you need to look at for sound. But he's kind of
Right.
like and walking around his tent or his fucking his hammock. Like he's there's it's it coming from everywhere. Like he's not really making this clear.
No, I'm off, mate. I'm off.
And with that, Gaz has had enough. He quickly packs up his hammock, gathers his things, and just gets out of there. Gaz is shocked by the horrible noises that sound exactly like a crying woman.
No,
He believes that he might have captured the troubled spirit of the woman who took her own life centuries ago in the haunted forest.
that did not sound like a crying woman. And that
It
last
sounded like a very congested person
yeah,
or just humming.
like you know when you're sick and you're kind of like just laying there on the couch going, that's it. And also the dog standing there just like looking off in the distance. When it's fucking dark, you do that. Everybody does it. They'll like kind of stare off because they're like, did I just see something? What is that?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, like it's the dog's not freaking out because every like that dog would be like perked up and like fucking any weird thing that goes to a dog, the dog will start doing a little growl. It doesn't matter if the dog's like a bitch or not, like a sissy. It'll just be like, it'll start doing that growl sound. Like my dog does that. He's a bitch. Like fucking, he'll growl with everything. But like that dog did
Right,
not
yeah.
care. Like it didn't.
No, the dog was more like, "Hey, where are
It's in
you
the dark.
going? Why are
Yeah.
you leaving me?"
It's like it's dark,
Yeah.
man. What the hell? And like looked for him, not for the congested person. So like,
Even little dog Fendi appears to be on edge about their creepy surroundings. She seems to
Not
keep
on
staring
edge.
at something in the woods that Gaz just can't see.
staring at something. They just kind of
So
looked
did
at one spot, then
outdoorsman
turned
Grizzly
away.
Gas accidentally capture evidence of the paranormal? I leave that up to you to
I
decide.
don't think so.
You can watch this entire creepy video over on the YouTube channel, Grizzly Gas. The Leopard Inn. Nearly 300 years ago, in the early 1700s, the Leopard Inn and Pub was built in the thriving town of Burslem, England. The inn was a huge success, and people from all over would visit to stay the night or to have a few pints in the downstairs pub.
The standard
However,
story of every
the
inn.
Leopard's Inn's history is also marred by many tragic events. One of the most notable episodes in the inn's dark history is the violent passing of a lady of the night in one of the upstairs rooms. Her life was taken
Standard
by an
stuff.
angry and very violent customer. It is said that both of their spirits are trapped inside the Leopard Inn, doomed to wander its halls for all.
I remember this. For some reason, both their spirits are trapped here. I don't know why. It makes sense that she's trapped here. Violent end. You connect to the area that you are murdered in. That makes sense. Why is he here?
Well, from like a paranormal standpoint, like from where I'm coming from, if like I can't remember if he died. Did
I
he?
remember they don't say that he died there. They just say he's trapped there too.
Okay, so I'm guessing at some point he might have died and then his spirit came back, or he might have died in there, but they didn't have enough evidence to prove that he did die there. But it's also like, if she's trapped there, then he killed her or something.
Well, that's what they
It's
said.
like,
They're like,
well-
lady of the evening was murdered by this guy.
Well, he could be like, kind of like the big boss kind of thing, like, I'm here, I'm gonna trap you here for the rest of your life kind of thing. You can't get away from me kind of thing. That's just how I'm looking at it, because that's when I hear many stories about these kind of things, it's always a darker entity that is trapping all the other spirits from leaving and stuff like that. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Yeah, that could be it too. Yeah. That he's just like a vindictive spirit and went to
I
a
mean-
place that he could control female spirits. Possibly.
I mean, like, there could be any possible reason why he's there. Like, it could be anything.
Yeah. And it just could be a good part of the story. Just to add to
Who
it.
knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Like,
A bit
that's
more
just-
mystery.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, it's just one of those things. It makes sense why she's here, but they're not giving us any other information. That's just he's here too. So it's kind of like they could have just added that he died there or something, just kind of help the story along. But we'll see.
All eternity. Visitors and workers at the inn claim to have had terrifying experiences with one of these spirits. Some say that the dark, shadowy figure of a man follows and attacks people at the inn, sometimes touching or pushing them, or even grabbing them by the throat.
So what's one of the most scariest experiences that you've had inside the Leopard Inn hotel?
That is the figure, a black figure that goes upstairs, wanders through the pub, opens and closes doors, sometimes get touched on the shoulder.
Standard stuff.
Have you actually seen the figure?
Yes.
Over the years, the inn's business took a sharp downturn and much of the structure was sealed off and left abandoned until 2007. The Leopard Inn's first floor is now a historic pub,
Nice.
but the upper floors and rooms of the inn still remain empty and in a state of decay. Ghost hunters Jeff and Phil from the YouTube channel Ghost Tech Paranormal Investigations
Have you checked these guys out?
No, yeah, but I was gonna say something.
Okay.
I mean, there could be more spirits in there, not specifically just him.
Yeah, exactly.
So it could be like just another shadow figure that could be like all macho man kind of boss man, like, hey, I'm here. I'm not gonna say demonic because everyone says demonic.
Yeah.
It
Second
could
it's
be
evil,
some
it's demonic.
it could be some sort of male shadow figure kind of person, but trapping all the spirits there. Like, that's another thing as well. That could be another theory as well.
What if it's just an angry female spirit?
It could be either. I mean,
you gotta think, like, it's a lady of the evening, probably wasn't treated right, probably did hate men. Like,
right. And like I said, it could be either, but it just adds on to the mystery, I guess.
yeah. Like it yeah, there probably wasn't a lot of documentation about murders, especially for ladies of the evening back in the day. They probably just kind of like went disappeared and they're like, well, that's just what happens to her.
Pretty much.
Yeah. But yeah. We'll have to check these guys out and see how they investigate.
Oh, for sure, yeah, definitely.
travel to the Leopard Inn with their cameraman Pete. They hope to catch supernatural activity on camera, and what they encounter is truly chilling. The team installs several static cameras throughout the inn, and then they start to explore. Almost immediately, they capture something unexplainable in the second floor hallway.
Oh, big hits in here.
Feels really cold behind me as well.
Yeah, I've just gone cold. Did you feel that?
Yeah, I felt it.
Where did it come from, Pete?
Big gas, well, not gas, but a lot of cold air come into my back from there.
Okay.
Something's moving down that way as well.
Yeah, and get
Something moving.
Bring a K2 in here, Jeff.
All right, when it comes to a breeze of those big old buildings, that could literally come from anywhere.
It could, yes.
Yeah, like, and as he's standing there, like when it first showed up, he's sitting there talking, and you see the I don't know, what is that? Like, is that insulation? Or
Halloween decorations or something?
Okay, thank you. I was just gonna say that too. That looks like Halloween decorations, like the fake spider web, and it's kind of weird to have that in an old broken down building. I don't know, especially in it like when the pub underneath. So it's not like kids are breaking in there. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But like as he's standing there talking, he does this, and you can see some of that spider web moving. So there's a breeze going through the building.
There could possibly be a breeze. You never know. It's
Yeah.
old buildings, so
Well, you gotta point out the really obvious stuff first. You can't just automatically assume like,
for sure.
old, it's a ghost. It's like, hold on a second. Is there a hole in the wall over there? Is there a door open? Is there a window open? You gotta like walk
You
down
kinda,
there and
like-
figure that shit out first, and then be
You
like,
kind of have to like debunk these things.
you got to do it for yourself too, like, because you can't just, like I said, not everything's a ghost. Okay,
Right.
like, and like you should really debunk it yourselves, because then you have people like us coming on here and kind of like debunking you, not to be mean, but kind of like to point that out.
We're basically picking and prodding.
Yeah,
That's what we're
exactly. And
doing.
like, because I like to think that we do that to ourselves.
Oh yeah, for sure. We do.
Except for that time the cameras turned off the second I turned our camera off, and that fuck that. Bugs me so much that
I
happened because I
know.
complain about that all the time. Like, oh yeah, everything just turned off the second you turn the cameras off, and it happened to us. And I'm like, I feel like a dick because I
I
can't even
was
get
so
excited about
mad
that.
we didn't get that on camera.
But
But
nothing happened for like an hour. Like, all right, let's move along. Turn the cameras off, and all of a sudden, ping, 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 ping. We're like, turn it back on. Fuck.
yeah, right.
Oh, but like,
I just want to point out what we're talking about is our J-Ward investigation. That video will be up very soon.
it's going to be kind of a long video because it was like an overnight investigation. So it's a legitimate investigation episode, not this, us literally on the site. But yeah, so we like to debunk ourselves like this. Like you feel a breeze, stop for a second, think about it, walk towards where breeze is coming from, make sure there's no open windows, open doors. Somebody may have come through and not told anybody and then close the door, and that can cause a breeze. So debunk yourself first, so you don't have people like us coming along and debunking you, and then we kind of make you guys look like dicks, and we kind of look like dicks, and we don't want to do that. We don't want to be seen like we're doing that on purpose. I kind of went on for a tangent here, but I don't want to insult anybody. Like, these guys could be really good investigators. I don't know, and I just don't want to make it seem like I'm trying to be like, they're fake. Okay? So I'm not attacking anybody before anybody's like, that guy's an ass. But yes, we'll get back to the investigation.
Cold air come into my bank from there.
Something's moving down that way as well.
After hearing the bizarre, unexplained footsteps, the Ghost Tech team continues to investigate in hopes of finding the source of the mysterious sound. Now, this is when Phil starts to experience some very strange and creepy encounters. The first time it happens, Phil is on the 3rd floor, conducting a spirit box session.
Is there anybody here in this hallway at the moment? Okay, something just pulled me on the back of my thing.
Back in your jumper.
Did it show it?
Yeah, on my hood.
Okay, that's good.
Or was it just off camera?
Okay, so I take it you are with us.
Phil just laughs off the tug on his coat, but then it happened. Phil.
Wait, I actually want to see this. I apologize for going back.
Anybody here?
Does it
In this
happen when
hallway at
the
the
camera
moment?
just
Okay, something just pulled me on the back of my thing.
I was just talking about this camera looks
Yeah,
away,
on my
something
hood.
happens.
Okay, that's good.
Yep. Okay, so I take it you are with us.
Phil just laughs off the tug on his coat, but then it happens again.
Don't touch me, Jeff.
Phil,
Yeah.
hold on a sec. You see when you said someone touched you?
Yeah.
Did you laugh?
No. I went, were. Something touched me.
What?
As Phil gets touched, I clearly
Maybe
hear
turn
a
this
man
up.
laugh, and this is captured on our digital recorder. Here's the audio enhanced.
There it is.
Yeah, I did hear it.
There it is.
Something pulls at Phil's jacket and a sinister laugh can be heard. The Ghost Tech team believes that they might be dealing with the spirit of the angry man that took the life of the Lady of the Night in
He's getting pulled at, he's getting poked at, and you hear a guy laughing. That doesn't sound like an angry man. That sounds like probably a drunk patron, like just fucking with him.
I mean, it could be like a vindictive love.
But like, yeah, but he's not doing anything mean to him. He's kind of like just kind of pulling on his hoodie, pulling on his jacket, messing with him a little bit. Like, if they were getting like, oh, he's got like scratch marks or something, I'd be like, okay, that sounds like a very violent spirit.
I reckon.
But like, he's
I-
just getting
I reckon-
poked at.
Like, yeah, well, I reckon it's just like, haha, I touched you. Yeah, that kind of thing.
We got to think of the patrons back in the day too, and like how they like, drunk old men and stuff like that. You kind of like
that's the
they'll
thing.
poke you just for the fun of it.
How many people died there? Like, they didn't tell us that much of the history. Maybe
Yeah.
we should dive into that history.
That's not a bad idea.
inside the Leopard Inn, as his ghost is said to follow and attack people.
This wasn't
Their
getting attacked
suspicions
though.
seem justified when Phil is targeted yet again.
I was told that you're seen walking up and down the stairs. Come down now.
Phil is receiving an EVP, a man's voice who is saying, "We'll fix it for money." And at the same time, there is movement behind him. Here is the enhanced audio of the EVP, followed by the footage, which has also been enhanced.
I was told that you're seen walking up and down the stairs.
There it is.
Yeah, the movement behind him too.
I was told that you're seen
Look
walking up and
just
down the
behind
stairs.
it, like his ass.
There it is.
Yeah.
It's like a hand kind of reach out kind of thing.
Oh, could that have been the guy, the other guy? Kind of like look at the shadow behind me. It looks like that, doesn't it?
Not to me, not really.
Reach out towards Phil, almost as if it's attempting to grab him again.
I think somebody
Meanwhile,
likes
one
Phil.
of the upstairs cameras has caught something that is downright chilling.
Whilst we are on the second floor, at the same time our static night vision camera on the third floor is capturing what seems to be an apparition. It
Is that
stands
someone at the end of the hallway?
hallway, then it turns and walks into a room. Here's the footage followed by the footage enhanced.
Yeah. It does kind of look like a person, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it goes. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's cool.
Interesting. Why is it gotta be so far away from the camera? It's always far away from the camera.
A white translucent figure can be seen entering one of the bedrooms on the third floor.
That is pretty cool.
So, could this be the spirit of the man that terrified so many visitors at the inn? And is it the same figure that was reaching out to Phil?
I think
You can
somebody
watch
likes
this
Phil.
entire two-part investigation over on
Oh,
the YouTube
good.
channel,
Gotta check
Ghost
them out.
Tech Paranormal Investigations. The end of the Zarkante. Now you might remember a little while
Oh,
back we
yeah.
featured an Indian family who claimed that their apartment was haunted by a poltergeist.
Oh, this is the one with the
With the
Yeah.
kid and stuff, and like I think we kind of both agreed very strongly that this was kind of made up.
yeah. I hated this one so much. It really got me.
I'll give him that. His reaction looks legit. That could be easily faked. That's
Well, as
him.
an update to
That's
this-
the goddamn dad. The shape is exactly his shape. Watch the shape. Right there. That's the
Well, as an
goddamn
update
dad.
to this story, the father Zark says that he has decided to end the channel because now his family has finally moved to a new home. But Zark posted one final video from their old apartment that might be their creepiest video yet.
I'm gonna move this over here.
Oh, I fucking hate this one.
That legit sounds like a child crying. I'll give him that.
Zark hears a child crying in their living room and thinks that it's his son. But just as he enters the room, he sees a semi-transparent child run toward the hall. In the dark, Zark can't tell that something just doesn't quite look right, and he runs after the child, thinking that it's his own son. But just then, his wife yells to him from the other room to say that their son is still safe in.
Now, if he thought that thing that he saw was his son, how did his wife think or know that he saw something running and then decided to tell him, no, he's in here?
I have no idea.
Yeah, exactly. And also that little spirit kid kind of resembles his own kid.
I'm
I
gonna
yeah,
just
I know I
gonna
got
go with you on this one because I don't know what to say.
I honestly I think this is all just he's playing with his camera. He's having fun doing like the little tricks of the trade and stuff like that. Because that little silhouette, the big silhouette in the kitchen there going backwards, when it had his shape with the belly. Like it looked like him. And then that looked like his kid. And I wouldn't have said that because we saw his kid at the beginning of this.
In bed, snug under the covers and not crying. So Zark has no idea who or what this is. Cut back to current day and Zark says that the channel is now over. But was the Zark Scary Haunting channel for real? Or was it all just an elaborate hoax? You decide. Caught on camera. A Reddit user that goes by the name Failed Talk Show Host lives with his girlfriend in a small apartment in Denver, Colorado. Sometimes the couple hears strange noises in their apartment, but they never really thought much of it. That is until the Reddit user buys a brand new Samsung phone with a new night mode feature, meaning that the phone can take vivid, highly optimized photos even in the dark. He decides to try out the feature, so he turns off all the lights and snaps a few photos around his apartment. When he looks back at the results, he is shocked to see an unfamiliar figure standing.
This one's pretty cool.
It's Jesus.
It's Jesus.
Where the user posts his photo
to be fair, that's a tall ass Jesus. That's bigger than a fridge.
Captured. After many requests, the Redditor decides to leave a camera recording overnight as he and his girlfriend sleep.
Isn't Jesus like in the camera's face just doing this?
Footage the next day, they discover something absolutely terrifying.
You can just make out
that it's moving.
Yeah.
Someone or something can be seen moving around in the dark. And whatever it is looks very similar to the figure in the previous photo. So could it be that their apartment is haunted? Or just what is this?
All right, everybody. Thank you for showing. That's Nuke's top 5. We'll put this video in the description. All the credits given to him. So if you want to check it out without hearing us talk over it, by all means, go check him out.
Make sure you like and subscribe and share our channel.